NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg earlier proposed a €100 billion aid package for Ukraine, with $37 billion for defense and the rest for reconstruction. And now he's asking Ukraine to hug Russia and accept the reality. Why?
We will tell you all about it. Before that, if you're a fan of non-corporate monetary news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has articulated a stance on the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, suggesting that Ukraine might need to engage in negotiations with Russia to conclude the conflict. In a BBC interview, Stoltenberg emphasized the importance of Western nations supporting Ukraine's defense capabilities for the long term, advocating for investments to enhance Kiev's resilience against potential future conflicts. He underscored the West's commitment to supporting Ukraine even amidst hopes for an imminent end to the war, highlighting the necessity of preparing for Ukraine's defense in the long term. Furthermore, Stoltenberg clarified that the prerogative to initiate peace talks with Russia rests solely with Ukraine, indicating that any compromises would be determined by Kiev. He stressed that the West's role is to assist Ukraine in achieving a negotiating stance that could lead to an acceptable result without pressuring Kiev into making concessions. After saying so many correct things, possibly for the first time in his life, Stoltenberg said that he firmly believes that real peace can only be secured through a Ukrainian victory, thereby proving that he is the same old idiot. Earlier, Stoltenberg advocated for sustained support to Kiev from NATO members, proposing a shift from voluntary contributions to a more committed NATO support. He suggested a substantial 5-year military aid package to Ukraine, totaling approximately €100 billion, with discussions on the specifics of this initiative currently underway. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg's proposition of a €100 billion aid package for Ukraine intriguingly precedes his advocacy for a peace process. This package, with €37 billion designated for bolstering Ukraine's defense and the remainder for reconstruction, aligns with a strategic investment approach, echoing Zelensky's vision of leveraging aid for territorial integrity and resource access, which of course is a nicer way of saying selling the country for money. This financial commitment is perceived not as support during conflict, but as a calculated investment in Ukraine's future stability and prosperity. Stoltenberg's subsequent push for peace negotiations appears to be a strategic move to safeguard this investment, underlining the belief that enduring peace is crucial for realizing potential returns on the substantial financial aid earmarked for Ukraine. The only problem in the path of peace is the Ukrainian dictator Zelensky. Russia has expressed willingness to engage in discussions with Ukraine throughout the ongoing conflict. Nevertheless, Ukrainian Volodymyr Zelensky imposed a ban on any talk with Moscow's current leadership following a vote in autumn 2022, where 4 Ukrainian regions showed a significant preference to join Russia. Zelensky advocates for a 10-point peace formula, which includes demands for Russian troop withdrawal from disputed territories and the establishment of a tribunal to address alleged Russian war crimes, proposals that Moscow has criticized as unrealistic. Andriy Yermak, Zelensky's chief of staff, in a recent interview with Politico, conveyed that despite the Ukrainian population's war weariness, there remains a strong resistance against any form of compromise with Russia. In a shift from his earlier stance, Zelensky last month indicated that reverting to Ukraine's 1991 borders is no longer a mandatory condition for initiating negotiations with Russia. However, he maintained that the recovery of territories lost in 2022 remains a critical goal for Kiev. Really? On the other side, Moscow insists that Ukraine must recognize the significant alterations to its borders that have occurred since the conflict began, highlighting the complex dynamics and differing perspectives that continue to challenge the peace negotiation process. Jens Stoltenberg should think about getting Zelensky out of office, because till the time he's here, peace will remain a far-flung objective. Requoting Zelensky's chief of staff Andriy Yermak's words, despite the Ukrainian population's war weariness, there remains a strong resistance against any form of compromise with Russia. Really though, in a major turn of events, Ukrainians ditched Zelensky and began supporting Putin. Watch this report to know what happened next.